At Princeton, we're fortunate that our employee resource groups have had a continuous presence on campus for many years. These volunteer, employee-led organizations are comprised of staff members from across the university who come together based on shared interests, experiences, and/or identities. In the beginning, approximately 15 years ago, just a few ERGs had initially formed. I've watched this community blossom to 12 thriving ERGs that exist today, in which nearly half of the university staff population has participated.
When you're part of an ERG and you are designed to talk about issues and identities that you don't normally talk about in the workplace, it immediately creates points of connection. It creates deep community where you realize that there are others on this campus who share the same questions, the same concerns, the same types of interest and joys. And that's something that outside of the work that we do, where we're solving problems and we're doing work, the ERGs really provide a forum for us to unlock all the other connection points and ways that we can demonstrate our humanity and also support our fellow Princetonians.
Our ERGs are open to all staff, whether you identify with that particular group or whether you're an ally to the group or you're an aspiring ally to the group, you are welcome as a part of the community. And I really think our ERG leaders go above and beyond to make that welcoming space for the staff.
All of our ERGs focus on 4 pillars. First is employee engagement. They work to create a sense of community for enhanced employee engagement and retention through networking, knowledge sharing, and increased cultural understanding and connection. The second pillar is professional development. ERGs leverage both campus resources and external professional networks for personal and professional growth and development. The third pillar is community outreach. Our ERGs engage in local partnerships in the spirit of service. And the fourth pillar is diversifying our pipeline. ERG members are called upon to share experiences with prospective candidates. They collaborate in the hiring process to foster positive candidate and onboarding experiences.
Gave me an opportunity to find a new family in Princeton. Princeton is a wonderful community, but this is another community within a community where you are welcomed and you could be active in supporting other members.
And after 20 years, you get to know a lot of people on campus, but it's connected me to folks that I hadn't talked to before or wouldn't have talked to before and make new relationships, which has been really fun for me.
I think it's really important for people to feel connected and to feel like they have a sense of belonging at work, to feel like you can be vulnerable, you have community, you have people that you can talk to. I think not only makes the work more meaningful, but also helps you feel more supported in doing that work.
I gained so much confidence through my work with the ERGs because I could volunteer to run an event. So I was learning how to work with catering and to book a space and get the opportunity to make an introduction for our speaker. I learned how to make a survey, so afterwards we could get feedback and continually improve. So in addition to getting a social network and feeling a sense of belonging at the university through these friendships and professional connections, I was also developing skills. There's so many opportunities to get involved and to grow. It's whatever you want to get out of it.
You get to see your ideas come to fruition and serve other staff members, which is great. So your feedback matters, your creativity matters.
One person can make actionable change here at the university, and in a place where tradition and history, like we're so steeped in it, it's really powerful that we can still find ways to bring new development to a place like Princeton.
I'm so pleased that there's a rich history with the ERGs at Princeton. They began as really grassroots efforts amongst employees to just create a sense of connection with each other, but they have really grown into being a core structured aspect of the university. They are funded now. They have strategic objectives. They do real work in helping employees feel seen and heard and a sense of connection.
What makes ERG meaningful to me is the authenticity of the group and the people that attend and participate in the ERGs. I don't have to change who I am. I can come as myself.
Our ERG fosters spaces for any season of life that you may be in, whether it's joy and celebration, whether it's reflection and growth, whether it's times of tragedy, whether from a personal standpoint, as well as worldly events. Our ERGs have come together for processing spaces, just to acknowledge what is going on and be a resource to one another. So I think that's one of the most meaningful things about the organizations is the way in which people show up for people.
The connections are powerful, they're purposeful, and they exhibit a level of humanity that we need in order for us to develop relationships here at Princeton. It's very important to me.
I think the thing that makes ERGs meaningful for me is the collaboration between the different groups. It's actually connecting with other ERGs to host lunch and learns, doing a professional development event, or community service like our shoe drive that we do every April. Last year, we actually collected 2,000 pairs because of the collaboration between the different groups.
When you join an ERG, you meet people from all across campus, and it really extends your friendship circle and your business circle.
It created a space where I could share who I am beyond my formal role and share my culture, share my interests, share my traditions, and create a space for others to do the same.
It's the place where you can meet and talk to other people who share similar experiences. For example, moving from a different country or being an immigrant or speaking another language at home. And when I found iGap, I found my crowd. And it happened, more than 10 years ago, and I'm still a part of it.
I've met so many friends through my connections to ERGs these days, over the past few years actually. Going to an event and seeing so many happy faces, so many people ready to mingle and talk about something you wouldn't normally talk about in your day-to-day work here.
I want to dispel the myth that if I join, I'm actually going to be activated to do something. You're on the receiving end by just getting on the list. So just start there and definitely get on the email list of more than one group.
Just dip your toe in. You don't have to apply to be the president, but why don't you come to an event, see what it's about, see if you learned something new, and can bring it back to your department. The more we can get the word out and engage our staff, the stronger the community will become, and that's what we're after.
Our employee resource groups have had a really important influence on how people feel connected to this place when they come to work here. They really help Princeton feel like home. And that sense of community really is part of our future. And I hope that our employee resource groups will continue to do the good work that they do that contributes to our sense of well-being and connection at the university.